Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalaka Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Describing the qualities of a great Vaishnava and praying for the mercy of such a Vaishnava. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself is a superlative Vaishnava.
Sam Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
He comes in the parampara of superlative Vaishnavas. Before him there were such great personalities as Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Baladev Vidya Bhushan, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, and so many. And contemporary to him, coming just after him, Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and the inheritor of his spiritual legacy, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and of course our own most worshipable Srila Prabhupada A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Now the earth is purified by such great personalities, who all are different personalities. They're all different personalities, but they all share the same characteristic of intense desire to satisfy Krishna. At the present time, at least in the Western countries, it's considered cool to be cool. Cool, be cool. You have that in the cigarette advertisements also. Does that come in Russia also? Be cool. I think I saw it in Moscow airport. Yeah, but written in English, but in Russian. Be cool means be very calm and relaxed. Yeah. Calm and relaxed, that's one meaning. You translated that?
No.
And it also means to be fashionable, but in a very sophisticated way. To be superior, but in a natural way, just to naturally be superior to others. Maybe this idea of this being cool, being somewhat relaxed, is a response to the highly stressful life which people in the Western world nowadays live, in which people tend to be very stressed and tense.
Yeah.
Well, the great Vaishnavas are also intense personalities. There's another word in English, highly strung. They use that for, like thoroughbred horses, they're highly strung. They quickly become agitated.
It means intense in this sense.
Yeah, highly strung. That's a different word. They very quickly become agitated. Thoroughbred horse. You know what a thoroughbred horse is? Pedigree horse. It's difficult to translate. Alright, forget that. Anyway, the intensity of or the intense emotions of a pure devotee of Krishna are quite different to the intense character of a stressed out materialist. A materialist, an intensively emotional materialist, is so out of his strong desires for sense gratification. And the intensely emotional character of a pure devotee arises from his very strong desire to serve and satisfy Krishna. The body of a pure devotee is not considered material, because every atom of his being is permeated with the overriding desire to satisfy Krishna. With every thought, word and deed. There's such great personalities. They do tremendous welfare to the world. Worldly people cannot understand the contribution of great Vaishnavas. Just a few days ago I was riding on a train in the western part of India, and I happened to be reading a Bengali songbook. So Bengal is in the eastern part of India, and there are not so many Bengalis on the western side. So when Bengali lady sitting opposite was surprised to see me reading that, and I said to her in Bengali that most Bengalis, I said this book is like a great mine of treasure, but most Bengalis have no knowledge of it or appreciation of it. And she said, "Oh, that's all right, you just read it yourself." She said, "That's all right, you just read it yourself."
She said.
Yeah. She didn't want to. She was afraid that she was going to get introduced to that. She was afraid she was going to get preached to. And then she'd have to hear something about the transcendental world. So most people, they not only do they not have knowledge of Krishna consciousness, but they don't want it at all. We were just singing Amito Kangal Krishna Krishna Bali Dhai Tada Pache Pache. That Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that feeling myself very poor, I'm calling out Krishna Krishna and running after you. I'm running after you, calling out, please give me Krishna. Now, a similar description is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Maya mrigam dayatepsitam anvadhavad. That he is chasing after the conditioned souls who are in Maya, trying to catch them and bring them to Krishna. One who has got awakened transcendental intelligence will run after the Vaishnava, please give me Krishna. But actually there are such few people that the Vaishnavas themselves are running after the conditioned soul and saying, hey, come here, I'm giving you Krishna, don't run away. There are so few people running after the Vaishnavas that the Vaishnavas are running after the people and catching them, trying to catch them and say, hey, come, I'll give you Krishna. But most people are running away, don't give me Krishna. Give me wine, women, money, anything, but don't give me Krishna. People are so unfortunate. But still, the Vaishnavas are so merciful that they always try to distribute Krishna consciousness, because they know what is actually beneficial for human society. That people cannot be happy unless they have Krishna. People do not know what is happiness. They're thinking happiness means to increase their sense enjoyment. But they don't know that one can never be happy unless he has Krishna. So the pure devotees, every particle of their being is suffused with love of Krishna. They simply desire that everyone should be Krishna conscious. Every forehead they see without Vaishnava tilak, they want to decorate that with tilak. Every mouth that is not chanting Hare Krishna, they want that mouth should reverberate with the sounds of Hare Krishna. Every hand without a bead bag, they want to put that in their hand. In this way, the Vaishnavas are oceans of mercy. We can contact these Vaishnavas even now. We can get the mercy of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Narottam Das, and all the great Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada said that by reading my books, one gets in contact with all the previous acharyas. Because he is representing all the previous acharyas. The same mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the same mission of Swarup Damodar, the same mission of the 6 Goswamis, the same mission of all the Acharyas, to give Krishna consciousness to others. Srila Prabhupada executed that. And he brought the same treasure of love of Krishna. Jayanilo Prema Dhana Karuna Prachur. He who has brought the treasure of love of God, who is overfilled with mercy. This description fits to all those great Vaishnavas whose only wish is to give everyone Krishna consciousness. So we can also contact the previous acharyas through their writings, especially the songs of the Vaishnava acharyas give their teachings and their hearts' inner feelings for Krishna combined together. Let us sing these songs of the Vaishnava acharyas, and this way we will come face to face or heart to heart with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Narottam Das and others. Our own Srila Prabhupada has written some beautiful songs also. So let us take advantage of these treasures that they have left us by singing these Vaishnava songs. We are transported by the mercy of the Vaishnava acharyas to the spiritual world. They lift us to, they help to lift us to the platform of, the elevated platform of consciousness of the Vaishnava acharyas. Of course, for newcomers, this language and everything may be a little strange, but you can get used to it. No, it is the language of the soul.
Yep.
And in the beginning, and in the middle, and in the end, there is no end, but in the mature state also. The most important Vaishnava song for all, the most important is the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The whole spiritual world is manifest, is present in the chanting of Hare Krishna. All the tattvas or truths of spiritual knowledge are contained. Rig Vedo Tayajya Veda Samavedo Piyatarvanaha Adhitas Tena Yena Oktam Harir Ityaksharadhvayam. The 4 Vedas, Rig, Sama, Yajur, Atharva, they are considered to be studied completely by one who pronounces the 2 syllables, Hari, Hari. Of course, how much we appreciate this chanting will depend on how much we have the mood of service and surrender to Krishna. So chanting should be accompanied by hearing. This is most important. Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting. Shravanam means to hear about Krishna from Shastra, from devotees in the Parampara system. And hearing and chanting about Krishna in the association of devotees. Following the rules and regulations of devotional service. And always praying for the mercy of the great acharyas. O hey Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Shagara Edashe Korinakoi. In this mood of humble submission. O great Vaishnava, O ocean of mercy, please bestow your kindness upon this fallen servant of yours. So with this mood and with this process, we can very easily advance in Krishna consciousness. Some years ago, one of my scholarly godbrothers started writing the Bhakti Shastri course. No, he was compiling the curriculum.
Mm.
So he was explaining to me which books would be mandatory study for the different stages of these examinations, different levels of these examinations. So, as far as I remember, it went something like this. For the Bhakti Shastri course, there was to be studied Bhagavad Gita, first part of Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, and Sri Ishopanishad. Then for Bhakti Vaibhav there was the first 6 cantos of Bhagavatam. Next stage up was Bhakti Vedanta with the last 6 cantos of Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And for the topmost level, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, songs of the Vaishnavacharyas. So I was a little surprised because the songs of the Vaishnavacharyas appeared to be very simple. But upon reflection I could understand that yes, this is correct. These contain the highest realizations of all the great acharyas. So that is the great mercy of our Vaishnavacharyas, and a very characteristic of them, that they're able to give us this highest truths in the most simple format. Even in the beginning of our Krishna conscious lives we can sing these songs and appreciate them. But as our appreciation of Krishna consciousness increases, so also will our appreciation of the teachings of the Vaishnavacharyas. Even in the beginning we can appreciate that the Vaishnavacharyas, they are Daya Saga, they are oceans of mercy. But then as we appreciate Krishna consciousness more and more, we will appreciate more and more what is the value of that ocean of mercy. How wide is that ocean? How deep it is? How deep? What is the quality of its nectarian water? What are the jewels that can be gathered from that ocean? And what are the wonderful aquatics that swim in that ocean? So let us enter into that ocean of the nectar of devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and swim forever happily in that ocean, in the eternal service of our eternal Lord Sri Krishna, under the guidance of our great Acharya. Hare Krishna. Is there any question about this?
Все читаем, как Брахмачарья finished. I mean, Brahmacharya will go to Chilni directly. We don't understand.
You only other books?
Все остальные книжки.
Yeah, question?
Sometimes we sing these bhajanas without understanding their meaning. То есть какой результат мы получаем, когда поем не понимая, и какой бы мы получили, если пели понимая, да, смысл? What result do we get when we sing them without understanding the meaning, and what result would we get if we sing them understanding the meaning?
Did everyone hear the question?
Все слышали вопрос?
Please repeat it. Well, what do you think? I'm turning it back to you.
We get some benefit when we sing, without understanding the meaning. But we don't have deeper realization, deeper understanding of the meaning of this bhajan.
I first desired to learn Bengali because I could understand a few of the words, but I wanted to enter deep into it. So then I learned Bengali for that reason. Prabhupada actually recommends, if we see in the preface to Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada recommends reading the word-for-word translation also of each verse. Sanskrit and the word-for-word translation. And we'll find that if we do so, that it enriches our understanding. So this translation there, but the original language is the language of the spiritual world. So it certainly is very helpful for us to enter into the mood and appreciation of the spiritual world through the language of the spiritual world. Just like, for instance, there is one name for Srimati Radharani, Praneshwari. So that can be translated into English as the mistress of life. But actually, English or Russian or whatever. But exactly, it won't get the same precise meaning, and the very feeling that the original Sanskrit gives is lost in translation. Just like we were saying, oh hey Vaishnava Thakur. So Thakur, exactly how will you translate the feeling of respect and reverence that this word engenders is not translatable. So we have the opportunity. We're singing these songs every day, reading the books every day. So we have the opportunity to gradually pick up some of these terms.
In Guru Ashtaka, just mentioned that the spiritual master helps to organize pastimes of Krishna and gopis for Srimati Radharani. I don't understand exactly how he helps them. What is his role there?
Will you understand by academic study? Maybe you can go to the university and make a PhD thesis on this. Such matters are not possible to understand by mundane intelligence. But the basic point is that we don't belong to this material world. We belong to Krishna in the spiritual world. And our real existence is with Krishna in the spiritual world. So, spiritual master means one who is always absorbed on that platform of satisfying Krishna. Srila Prabhupada explained that this particular stanza of Gaurvashtaka refers particularly to those spiritual masters who in their original spiritual position are engaged in such services, but not all may be. Not all necessarily are. Notwithstanding that, the essence of every genuine Guru's existence is his mood of service to Krishna and desire to help engage others in that service also. Srila Prabhupada made it very simple. The essence of Krishna consciousness is very simple. Chant Hare Krishna, take prasad, and be happy.